Not even gonna lie to you. I'm bleeding money right now. And it hurts. It hurts everywhere. It hurts in the crypto. It hurts in the stock market. It hurts all over. Like, I don't know what to say. But, so we're gonna get into it. We're gonna react to a couple of channels that are discussing the Bitcoin crash. And I don't even know why I call this video Bitcoin crash and everything is crashing. Like, I'm probably easily, I don't even want to say how much I'm down. Without further ado, let's react to some of this stuff.
Bitcoin is crashing and everyone is wondering what the hell is going on. Well, let's take a look at the data and everyone calm down. First, Bitcoin is down about 12% over the last 24 hours. Of course, that has people concerned, but everything is down. Stocks are down and various other assets as well. Gold, silver, euro, yen, renminbi, oil, everything is down. Of course,
Jesus
everyone
Christ. This video must be late. Let me see. Let me just do a quick look to see what's going on, because Bitcoin's at 38,000 right there, and it's definitely it's at 31,000. When was this video shot? Oh, this video's old. That's why. All right. Well, let's see what he's talking about.
is also scared that the Fed's interest rate decisions are going to force asset prices lower.
Honestly, I don't even want to watch it now that I realize that it's late. We'll go to the next one though, because this one, my guy Minority Mindset, this came out like 3 hours ago. So let's discuss this.
What's up, everybody? I'm Jaspreet Singh, and it's no surprise that Bitcoin has been having a rough 2022 after a very successful September, October, and November in 2021. And if the price of Bitcoin wasn't bad enough, you now have some of the biggest names in finance like Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger openly coming out and talking about how they hate Bitcoin. Naturally, this has people wondering what's going to happen to Bitcoin. Is it still a good time to buy Bitcoin? And can it be possible that Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett are right about Bitcoin? I mean, are they ever wrong? Just for full transparency,
Yeah.
I should say that.
Are they ever wrong? Absolutely. And Warren Buffett admits to it. He'd probably be a quadrillion zillionaire if he wasn't wrong. He doesn't get everything right, but he does a good job buying low and never losing money. And he does his research. That's what he's really known for.
That Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger have been right many times. That's why they're some of the richest people in the world, because they've made smart investments, but they've also been wrong on some occasions. Like Warren Buffett has talked openly about how he was wrong about technology. He used to hate the idea of investing in tech companies and digital companies, and now he's all for it.
One of Warren Buffett's rule is to only invest in things you understand, which is smart when you think about it. So like Coca-Cola, he understood what Coca-Cola was, right? And Geico, car insurance, he understood that. But when it came to companies like Amazon, especially Amazon in the beginning, which only sold books online, he wasn't really so sure about that. And I believe he waited a long time before he put his money into Apple as well, because he just didn't understand it, which is good, But on the flip side, now you could have, especially as rich as you are, I always tell people, like, with the whole cryptocurrency, I started off, like, before I even did my research, I'm like, whatever, throw something at it and see what happens. People spend a lot of money gambling and doing sports bets. That's kind of how I gamble. That's how I gamble my money. Like, I might look at a crypto and say, oh, it's 10 cents. Let me throw like $200 at it. Like, life will go on, Anyways.
In 2022, he made a big purchase of Apple, and he said he would have kept buying more of Apple if the price of Apple kept going down. This naturally has everybody wondering, is Bitcoin where technology companies were a decade ago, or is Bitcoin something else and it's on its way down? So what I'm going to do today is first talk about why people believe that Bitcoin has value, and then I'm going to go to the other side and talk about why some people believe that Bitcoin doesn't have any value. That way you can understand both sides, and then I'm going to end the video by giving you my opinions and my thoughts about Bitcoin. So make sure you stick around until the end, and if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, that way you don't miss our new videos. So let me start by talking about why people believe that Bitcoin has value. First has to do with supply, because there's a limited supply of Bitcoin. You will not be able to produce any more than 21 million Bitcoins, and once 21 million Bitcoins are mined and in existence, that's it. We won't be able to produce any more Bitcoins, and then all transactions of Bitcoins will be done with the existing supply of Bitcoins. So the advantage here is if the demand for Bitcoin.
And the thing about that's so interesting is because say you own a Bitcoin, then you own one Bitcoin, that's it. There's not going to be any more. So the price, the supply demand side, that's why they're saying like, oh, there's a chance that it could go up to $1 million because they're still actively mining the Bitcoin. But once they stop mining, the demand for it, since it's the quote unquote digital crypto gold, is going to still be there. So the price is going to rise. So if you owned one Bitcoin a while ago, then it's going to be worth a lot more in the future. But we also made a video, I did a live where I discussed why I don't buy Bitcoin, because there's a whole bunch of other cryptocurrencies. If Bitcoin goes to $1 million, a lot of these supplies, they're similar. So as they continue to grow, I just think it'll be more profitable for you to put your money somewhere else, because if Bitcoin it's at 30,000 right now goes to, let's say, $1 million, that's $970,000, which is amazing. That's great. You held on to it for 5 years, you made 970. But in the same discussion, say you had 30,000 in, I don't know, Ether or maybe Matic. Matic's at 80 cents right now. I've been looking to purchase some of that. Then 30,000 of that 5 years from now, that could be $5-6 million. I mean, who knows? So we'll continue.
Continues to go up while you have a limited supply, that would mean that the price of Bitcoin would have to go up. I mean, you can compare it to our dollars, which don't have a limited supply. Our paper dollars can be printed essentially on command, and that's what creates inflation. When you print more dollars, it causes the supply of dollars to go up, causing the value of each individual dollar to go down, causing the price of things to go up, because now you need more dollars to go out and buy anything. The second value with Bitcoin is that you can't counterfeit it because it's on the blockchain, so it's impossible for somebody to make an exact replica of Bitcoin and try to scam you that way. Now, there's still scams within the Bitcoin world, but you can't create replica Bitcoins. People have tried, they try to create something similar, but nothing has come close. There's only one Bitcoin, and you can't counterfeit it because it's on the blockchain. Third, your money is transportable. Now, this one's interesting because if you have, say, $100,000 in cash and you wanted to leave the United States, you wanted to go to the other end of the world, you want to go to China, you want to go to India, you want to go to Mexico, you want to go somewhere else. Well, how do you now move this money? Well, if this money is in cash, you can either get this money wired to you over there, or if you can't do that, then you can actually take the cash, put it in a bag, and then transport it to wherever you're going. Now, that can be difficult. But what happens then if your money isn't in cash, it's in other assets?
Me personally, I travel a lot for work, and I could tell you, going into different countries and stuff, and you'll see me. I mean, sometimes I'm shooting these in a hotel, you'll see. And pretty much, I don't want to say I've been robbed before, but like, I mean, if I don't know, they see you coming. And I mean, usually, especially if I'm in a country where there's not a lot of us around, they're going to see you coming. And they definitely going to try to short you on your change or whatever if you go and buy something. So I think it'd be cool to have one currency to where if I give you this, I know exactly what I'm getting back.
Maybe you own physical real estate, like I'm a real estate investor. If I wanted to pick up and move somewhere else, it becomes extremely difficult because then I have to sell my real estate, move my real estate to cash, and then I can take this cash and move it somewhere else. So if you own physical real estate, it's not very practical to do that unless you go through all the different steps. And if you have physical gold as your money, well, it's the same thing. It's kind of difficult to transport a lot of physical gold. You need a place to put it, you need a place to store it, it can be stolen. Versus Bitcoin is a little bit different, where it's very transportable. Now, it's just a number of codes on a computer or on your phone or on the internet. And so for you to transport it, all you have to do is have access to the internet. Fourth, Bitcoin is easily transferable. Now, it's easy to understand the value of this when we're talking about making transactions within one country. Like if you wanted to go to the grocery store and you wanted to buy something, well, making a digital transaction isn't that different from what we're doing now, because if you're buying with a credit card, it's already digital. This credit card is synced to your bank account, so you don't actually give them any physical money. You're just showing a piece of plastic, which then connects to your bank account. But what happens now if you're transferring money somewhere further, somewhere, say, overseas? This is something that I had to deal with, where I had hired a contractor overseas and they couldn't accept PayPal. We couldn't send money through TransferWise. It was extremely difficult to send money through a wire transfer. So we were trying to figure out a solution. We had spent a couple weeks trying to figure out how I can send money cheaply and effectively and not too difficultly to this contractor that I hired overseas. And then he asked me, hey, can you just pay me in cryptocurrency? And so then I spent like 30 seconds. He gave me his wallet, I copied it and I pasted it and I clicked a button, and then he had already received the money before I could finish typing out an email letting him know that I sent the money. And the fifth reason why people believe that Bitcoin has value, because it's also a store of value. So if you want to mine a Bitcoin right now, it takes energy to do that. It takes electricity, it takes computing power, and this energy that it takes to produce a Bitcoin is then stored in the value and price of one Bitcoin. So in that sense, it kind of works like physical gold, because it takes time, effort, and labor to mine a physical ounce of gold. It takes,
and that's kind of with anything that you purchase. The reason why people get these prices the way they are is because based off of, like, if you go to a restaurant, the reason why the food that you eat there is so overly priced is because they have to pay for the electricity, they got to pay for the rental place, they got to pay for the employees, they have to pay for the benefits, they have to pay for all of these things, and then they have to make a profit. So that's why it's similar to the whole cryptocurrency thing.
time, computing power, and electricity to mine Bitcoin, and so that value and energy that it takes to mine the Bitcoin is stored in the value of a Bitcoin. So these are the 5 big reasons why people believe that Bitcoin has value, and that's why people are buying Bitcoin. Now, before I get into why people believe that Bitcoin is going to zero, why Bitcoin doesn't have value, and before I get into my thoughts, I should let you know that if you are interested in purchasing cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, you want to make sure you're using a reputable brokerage, because like I said earlier, there's still a lot of scams out there, and if you're looking for a reputable brokerage, you can check out a currency like Bitcoin, but it make it very easy for you to dollar cost average a buying of Bitcoin. So the way it works is all you have to do is go into the app and then click Bitcoin, and then you can choose how often you want to make this Bitcoin purchase. You can buy it just one time, you can buy it every month, you want to make trades, so they make it very easy for you to make reoccurring. Fees are so low if you use every other method just to make your brokerage richer. And of course, the best part of all is if you sign code minority first. So if you click my link down in the description, enter in the referral code minority and trade $10, they will give you a free coin. So if you want to learn more and see how you can try out our sponsor FTX US, all you gotta do is click that button down in the description below. There are 4 main reasons.
Sorry, I was waiting for that.
Don't like Bitcoin.
Childish. I like when he does that. I was waiting for that. That's all I was waiting for.
They believe it doesn't have any value and they think it's gonna fail. The first reason being that it's not tangible. You can spend your money buying Bitcoin, but it's not going to put a roof over your head. It's just a code on the internet. So how is that actually going to provide any real value? You know, we talked about physical gold, which people make a similar argument for, but physical gold can be used in some instances. Like physical gold is used.
Somebody from Facebook. Hello, will it show a crypto signal here? I'm not sure what that means.
In jewelry, and physical gold can be used as a conductor. So gold has real tangible value that you can see, but Bitcoin doesn't. Real estate puts a roof over my head, and if I have land, I can plant avocado trees that I can then eat. But Bitcoin, again, doesn't. Second, the whole idea of Bitcoin is made up. I mean, it's just, at the end of the day, a bunch of codes and digits on a computer, versus our dollar is backed by the strength of the United States government and the military and the economy, versus Bitcoin is not. Now, there are countries around the world that are starting to adopt Bitcoin, but here in the United States, we haven't adopted Bitcoin as our legal tender. Now, I know we are creating more regulations about Bitcoin and we are adopting Bitcoin in that way, but it's still, at the end of the day, something that's made up and it's a bunch of codes on a computer, versus our dollars are backed by the full faith and credit of the United States government. Now,
yeah, but their credit isn't worth a damn thing, that's for sure.
That's one of the reasons why people want to move to Bitcoin away from the dollar, but that's one of the powers that the dollar has, is that it's supported and backed by the government. Third, since Bitcoin's on the internet, it can be shut down, because if you can't access the internet, you can't access your money. And just like that, it can also be shut down by governments, because if somebody does what China does, like how China banned Bitcoin, well then that can make it extremely difficult for you to access your money. It can make it extremely difficult for you to access your Bitcoin, versus with your fiat currency, your dollars, well, it's backed by the government, so they're not going to shut it down. Now, I should mention right here that practically speaking, shutting down Bitcoin at its source is very difficult, because it's not managed by one computer. It's managed by nodes all around the world, and there's thousands of them. So to shut down the entire Bitcoin system is very difficult, and it's not very practical to do that. And the fourth reason why people hate Bitcoin and think that it's going to fail is because, well, it relies on a belief. It relies on a belief that people will have about Bitcoin, that you will continue to believe that Bitcoin has value, because when you have dollars, it's backed by the government. So the government tells you that it has value. When you have physical gold, it can provide value because it can be used in jewelry, it can be used as a conductor. When you have physical real estate, it gives you value because you can live on the real estate, you can plant avocado trees. When you invest in a company, well, the company is producing value. Like if you invest in Amazon, Amazon has created a system that's working to produce profits, that's working to produce revenue, that's working to hire employees, that's working to help solve problems. And so all these things produce a very tangible value that's very easy to see and comprehend, versus Bitcoin, on the other hand, provides the value that I talked about, but it doesn't provide that obvious direct value that, say, real estate provides. And this is where people are very critical of Bitcoin, because they say if people stop believing in the value of Bitcoin, then they would sell their Bitcoin and then want to buy something with real value, like, say, real estate or stocks. And so if people start to do that, well, then the price of Bitcoin would tank. Because if people need money because there's a recession happening, something's going on in the world, what are they going to be more likely to sell? Their Bitcoin or their real estate? Well, nowadays in today's economy, you have people that are very passionate about Bitcoin, so maybe they'd be more likely to sell the real estate, because some people would rather have an NFT of an ape than a car. But at the end of the day, Bitcoin does rely on some sort of belief, because if people don't believe in the value of Bitcoin, then it doesn't really have any value. So
I think that's really interesting, because one can say the same thing about gold. I feel like you can say the same thing about anything. If somebody doesn't believe that this iPhone is worth $1,000, they're not going to pay for it. You know what I mean? Like, so it really goes based off of, I mean, I can say the same thing about everything. Like when it comes to pricing things, like this mic cost me $250 when the first mics that I've had were $30, $40. What was the difference? Was it the brand recognition of Shure, or was it the fact that the audio quality is better? Like most people might not even notice the big difference, but yeah, I feel like you can say that about everything.
it needs people to continue buying Bitcoin for it to continue to have value. And this brings me to my thoughts and my beliefs on Bitcoin. So I buy Bitcoin. I buy Bitcoin every single day through a dollar cost average system, like I talked about a little bit earlier with our sponsor FTX. And the way that I buy Bitcoin is I buy Bitcoin every single day. So every day I'm buying a little bit of Bitcoin, whether the value of Bitcoin goes up or down. Doesn't matter to me. I'm buying some Bitcoin every single day. But I also understand that Bitcoin is speculative, so I understand how it plays a piece in my portfolio. The number one biggest investment in my portfolio is my businesses and the startups that I invest in. The second biggest investment.
Okay. So yeah, so he's saying that he just always buys Bitcoin, which I mean, I respect it. You know, I honestly, what am I doing right now? I've got some money in crypto.com that I'm getting because of the interest rate change. Now I'm only getting about 8%. Excuse me, that's a lot. I'm getting 2% because I have my money at a variable interest rate when it used to be 8%. And then if you staked it for a month, it was 10%. And then 3 months, it was 12%. But now they did some BS and now I'm only getting 2%, which is neither here nor there because I'm also in the process of like trying to play double dutch and jump in and see when it's time to actually buy. And I was getting ready to buy some of the Polygon yesterday. And like I said, I was going to buy it at like $1. Now it's 82 cents. So now, you know, you keep going, is it time to buy yet? And I honestly couldn't tell you the answer. What I would say is because it took about 2 to 3 days for me to get my money from my bank account to crypto.com. So I would say if you're looking, Lord. Oh, I'm still talking. If you are looking to actually put the money in your account, at least have it in your account ready to buy. So when it happens, you're good to go. I had one more video. It's a short video. It says it just came out. Oh, I'll just show y'all. It look at that. Not supposed to see that. That came out. It says they want you to sell everything. Market crash update. This came out today by a creator, Ricky. I'm just calling him Ricky. I don't want to badger his last name. We're gonna check this out and see what he's talking about. And yeah, that's it.
Hey, what's going on, team? Quick market update. So overall, Nasdaq market fell a little bit over 1%. It wasn't too bad of a day, but one of the things that was very easy to see, especially during the entire pre-market session, was how consistently bearish. It's a lot easier to see. It's kind of hard to see on the 1 minute time frame, and this is a question that I feel like a lot of people kind of struggle with because direction isn't super clear when you're looking at every minute of every candle of the day. So if you guys ever take a step back, 5 minute time frame, you guys can begin to see direction to be a little bit more clear. We can see that
I don't know. I'm not even gonna hold you. Let me see if I find it. It was supposed to be a crypto video. I thought that was gonna be about crypto. When these guys get to talking about the charts, it's kind of whatever. I heard in a video the guy say before, it was an analyst and he was working with a billionaire, and he started to talk about the candle going up and the W whatever, like Z chart or whatever they call it, and the billionaire said, "Stop right there. If the line goes from here and to here, that means it's going up. It's probably going to keep going up. If it goes from here to there, it's going to go down. It might keep going down." Because the thing about it is, if you were so easy for you to show off your patterns and stuff like that, everybody that was doing this would be rich. And the truth is that's really not the case. Let me see. He's talking about the job market. So let's see.
is the April report was released today for the job reports, and it looks like 428,000 jobs were added. This does look like progress, but concerns with the Fed raising interest rates is, can businesses continue to add and create jobs at the same rate that they have been and trying to recover them?
I'm not gonna watch this. I'm not even gonna hold you. It's messed up. That's just how my mind thinks. I'm sorry. No disrespect to Ricky. It's probably a great video, but and if you want to watch it, it's called "They Want You to Sell Everything." I don't do the whole. I'm long term. You know what I mean? Like just kind of like Jeremy and a bunch of the richest people in the world. So I don't need to look at a chart. If it's a good company, if it's a good crypto, there might be some gambling. I might not do research, but everything that I've owned, I keep it. Like I have stocks from when I was in college, like 24. I have Fannie Mae stock. I don't even know. They might have went out of business. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure it's not worth anything if it didn't even go out of business. Let me see. Fannie Mae stock. It's 72 cents, which I feel like I had it. Let me see. Let's go back to 5 years. I think I had it at like $2 or something like that. Like I buy stuff, I hold it forever. Like, and I will show you this because this is the next thing. I might do a video on this that I'm looking into with crypto, because crypto.com did me wrong. So I'm I'm doing my research on this company called Celsius. So I was looking at Celsius right now because I want to collect interest on my money if I'm going to put it in there at least. So I was looking at Celsius. Let me see if I can find here, let's do this. So this is Celsius. This is obviously, you're not getting sponsored from me. This channel's not even monetized, so y'all good. Maybe I'll put a link in the description because I still have the crypto.com link, but if they not about to pay me, I'm not about to send y'all the wrong way. Like I said, I have not done any research on this company. I've seen a couple of YouTubers do it, but the money that I make, the next couple checks that I get, I'm thinking, 18.6% into these coins, 15.8%. Like I don't even know what the difference is. I'm not gonna sit there. Not like these guys on the internet, and I'm gonna tell you I know something I don't. But the interest rate does look good, so I'm obviously gonna look into it. Really just for as far as cash, like holding my money with some of these things. These are all of the stable coins, obviously. The cryptocurrencies, they look, if it's crypto, I haven't found a good place for me to actually put. Oh, I forgot about the chat. Let me see. Anybody say anything? I haven't found a good place for me to put my money that's gonna make the big difference. Matic, I think I own some Matic. I get Polygon and Matic confused. Let me double check on my Jesus Christ. Oh, Polygon is Matic. I'm stupid, as you know. This is live. I'm not editing it. So 9.52, that looks really good. And I was getting ready to buy more. I just checked crypto.com. Matic's at Polygon is at 82 cents. Like I said, I was gonna buy it yesterday for $1. So I got a couple $1,000s in USDC coins. I already told you that in crypto.com. By the time it switches over, it's just a lot. So I might just wait until I get paid on the 15 and start putting money in here. And I might start buying Matic here. But obviously, if you decide to use this account, let me just scroll down so I can see I don't know what most of these projects are. EOS, I might know what that is. Sushi, I heard about. I don't know. I ain't messing with ETC, Litecoin, Bitcoin 8.5. That's not bad. XLM, that's terrible. Like I can get 3% at crypto.com and then half of that is 1.5. So that's still even better. So the only thing that's looking good on this website that I might use it for is going to be most likely Matic. I'm going to figure out what's the difference between in-kind reward rates and in-sell reward rates. And then the stable coins. So I'm going to probably put some money into that. Anyways, so is right now a time to buy? I have no idea. No, and anyone that acts like they do have an idea, they're lying to you. So that's all I got for y'all. Hit the like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'm out.
Low on my fitted, dreams has always been vivid. I'm just trying to go get it. Catch me right around and I'm ignorant. I'm just